Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here I loaded that page, so I access that URL in our route and here I access that page. So that is our permission page. So now in this video I want to update that page and make that things dynamic. Okay, like first of all that is actually one of the buttons. So by default there is actually a template is static data. So right now I want to update that data. So if you want to update it, so that is our permission, there is a create page. So there is a permission folder and there is a create page, and here you can see there is actually the text. So first of all here I just define the button name as a submit. So here I just define the submit, and also that is the pay invoice. So right now we don't need this. Here I want to actually added some of the text on particular that area, like as a permission create. So like here I want to, so that is the div. Okay, so right now I don't need to show that div, so I just remove that div from here, and into this position I just define as a permission create page. Okay, so now if you click on the save all and if you now refresh that page, yeah, now you see that is a permission create page and that all that are field and there is a submit button. And now here I just want to make that page dynamic. Okay, for doing this, first of all we have to create one of the route for this one. Like here that is actually the, if you go to the create blade, and here you can see there is a method as a post. So all that input field, like there is all that input data, we have to receive it. Okay, so for the reasons better in our route, so here I create another route for this one. Like I just paste it, and in the permission I already created that controller. So right now I want to work with this method. Okay, that is the store. So here I just define that permission and there is a store, and in our admin there is a controller. So here I want to access that method. So here I just define that method. Okay, that is a store method. So if you go to that create blade, and here you can see I just defined that post method, and if you click on the submit, then it should be redirected that URL. So here I have to define that in our store. So that is a bag and permission, that is a store. Okay, so for the reasons I just defining it. So now I have to work in our that area. So that means this method area, and into this position, first of all I just want to add some of the validations. Like if you want to add some of the validations for this field, like this name field will be the required, and also here I just assign some of the validations, like only that alphabetic numeric character will be supported, rather than it should be show some of the message, and this message will be visible on here. Okay, so how can do that validation, how can show that message? So step by step I will show you. So first of all, doing this, like here I just want to add some of the validation. For doing this, first of all here I just define that these. Okay, and these into this position here I just define that validation one of the method, like validate, and into the validate here I define on particular that position as a this parameter. Here you can see there is one of the request parameters. So for now here I just define that request parameter on particular that position, and also here I just defining all that our validation message. Well, like here better I just define on the second bracket. Okay, and also that's will be the for the one, and also I want to take another one on particular this area. So for now, first of all that is will be the one, and then there is will be the another one. Okay, so and then you have to use that semicolon on particular that position. So first of all here I just defining one of the field. So our field name here I just defining, I just want to do that work for this field, that means the name. Okay, so here I just defining the name field. So for the name field here I just put that as a required. Okay, so here I just defining that code as a required, and into this position I also added as a alpha null. So I just define alpha underscore null. Okay, so alpha underscore null, and into this position I just want to show some of the message. Like here first of all I just defining it like as a null, like as a name is required. Okay, name is required, and here then when it should be required, then it should be show some of the message. So here I just defining the message as a name field is required. Okay, so this type of message then it should be displayed, and also I just defining as a alpha null. Okay, so you should also check with this one. So it's pretty much simple. So first of all, here you have to define the field name. So this field I just define as a alpha underscore null. Okay, alpha null. And now when it should be check that validations, then it should be show another message. Like here I just define the message as a this field except alpha numeric characters. Okay, numeric characters. So then you should be displayed this type of one of the message. I hope you can well understand about it. So here I just put the validation method, and this field I want to validate, and into this position I just define the validate for the required and alpha num. Okay, and here I also define that as a name is the required, and when it should be the required, then it should be display one of the message. And also he will check the another validation for the alpha num, and when he gets some of the alpha num validations, then it should be displayed that message that the field accept alphanumeric data characters. So I hope you can well understand about it. And after that validation, what exactly he will do? After that validation, he will insert that data into the database, right? So for doing this, first of all, we have to actually create one of the object for our permission model. So I already created one of the model. If you go to these positions, like here you can see I created one of the model as a permission.php. So for now, first of all, here I want to create one of the object for this one. Like I just name it as a permission. I just defining as a permission, and here I create one of the object as a new and the permission. Okay, so here I created one of the object for this model. And now here we have to include that model. We have to include that model in our this controller area. Like here I want to include it. So here I define as use and then our app. That means that is actually in our app folder. So here I define that app, and then I just defining our model name. So our model name is a permission. So here I just defining our permission model on particular that position. Okay. So first of all, here I use that model, and then I create one of the object for this one. So here I created one of the object, and now here we have to assign all that our field. Like here our that is the name field, that means the database name field, the display name field, and the description field. So first of all, here I have to assign all that field. So first of all, for doing this here with that permission, that means with this object. Okay, so here I just defining it. So with this I just defining the field name as a name, and then equal to I just defining that things with the request. Okay, so with this request here I just want to assign our database field name as a name. Okay, so that will be the one field, and then I have to also add our rest of field. Like right now there have the three field. If you also go to the database, like here you can see there is a display name, there is a description. So all the field I already assigned in our create blade. So right now there is another field as a display name, so I just copy it, and here I just defining the display name and the display name, and another field is the description. So here I just define the description and the description. So I hope you can well understand about it. Here I just assign our three of this field, and then I just want to save it. So here with this permission, okay, with this variable I just want to save that all data, that means all field data. So here I just define that save. So first of all, he will do some of the validation. Then I created one of the object, and with this object I just define all that fields, and then I just save that data. And after that I want to do one things, like here I send some of the message. Okay, like some of the message I send that things from here, and also if we get some of the error from here, and now I want to display that error in our create page. Okay, that means if we get some of the error when we actually inserted that data from this position, then I just want to display some of the error message on particular that position. So how we can do that work in our next video. I will continue this process, and I will show you how we can do that work very easily. So I will continue this process, and I will see you in the next video.